see what we're going to be getting here from Team China, and it is going to be the setup that we haven't seen here before, where they open up with Leave and Crystal in the game, and Crystal going to be going to that McCree.
China pulled out this comp at the very last map of the very last round of the last map against Team Denmark, countering Denmark's own pocketed McCree comp. So China can certainly play this well. They were able to take down Denmark in that matchup. So certainly looking strong on a map that really favors the McCree such as well.
Of course, Spain on the other end, they're also going to be favoring McCree, so feels like the McCree v McCree battle going to be pretty important here.
Very surprising, actually. I don't think these teams have played these comps very often so far in the tournament, but both bring it out to the first mid. I wonder if they'll expect the mirror matchup here. But Dak on the Lucio, this is going to mean Spain has to get aggressive. If China's allowed to slow play this fight, the damage from Mercy will overwhelm.
Dak being aggressive, name a more iconic duo. China, though, under pressure. You're going to see Guxue falling early. Line Pro, highly aggressive Brigida, of course, his specialty. Spain moves in, and they take down China. Going to be first cap heading their way, and again, Spain would love to play spoiler right now.
Making the Lucio work is Line Pro. With that speed advantage, able to get in, get a quick stun off, and the picks just roll in for Team Spain. They get the first capture here, going to set up control, start ticking this point up. Now things change a little bit. They're not forced to be quite so aggressive. China wants to get this point flipped back. They don't want to let that control just keep ticking up, so it's going to be up to them to get into the fight and shut down Poppy Fresh.
Well, particularly here where you don't want Spain to start getting ultimates up. This is going to be the last fight before Ultimate Economy really starts coming into play. But Spain, they know how to play this. They're holding back. They're keeping China spaced out, and all the while getting progress. China being very indecisive here so far.
Yeah, at the same time, High Noon comes out from Poppy Fresh, zoning back China. They don't want to fight into this. It just gets the bubble break, though. Nice dodge from Team China.
Spain going to be rotating off a bit, but you don't want to rotate off this much. China about to get the capture for free, and Bromos has to sacrifice the mech to keep it in contest, but now Steve Mech, China, way better positioning here at this point. Guxue super low, but healed right on up. Transcends the sky, keeping him in the fight. Unprolo, Brigida versus Brigida. His counterpart, Crystal, starting to look for some room, and he's going to have to find it here. Way down, China starting to lose progress. Rotates back around, and Crystal eats a flank from Poppy Fresh and Harry Hook that removes his support.
And that fight was looking so good after that insane High Noon from Crystal, waiting out the High Noon from Poppy Fresh, coming back in with the second ultimate, clearing the point, taking down Bromos' mech, but somehow Team Spain pulls it back, and so many ults committed from both sides. This is certainly paying towards Team Spain's advantage. Dak gonna make the switch over to the Mercy. Now that they have point control, that damage boost, that res are much more impactful than Lucio's aura.
Yeah, and Dak, of course, no stranger to playing Mercy, even though Lucio is probably his one true love. We're going to take a look at Crystal here. On the flank, very difficult if he gets networks in his face where he doesn't really realize how close Winston might be. But China, they engage in the point. They're going to use the Deadeye to buy some time here. Again, they would love to get the flip for free. Looking for any skills is Crystal, and gets Harry! I have no idea Harry got caught. That's why Guxue was making space in the back. Both supports down here for China, and with the Guxue setting it all up, China's going to get their first cap.
A bit of an error there from Team Spain, but they're not committing any ultimates to this fight. China forced to expend a few there, the Primal Rage, the High Noon, and not much to work with coming up in this next fight. It's up to Sky and Valthal to get their support ultimates ready. Spain looking to push in here. They have the Primal Rage and the Transcendence ready to rock.
Not only that, they also have the Deadeye, where we saw Guxue and Crystal combine for that nice Primal Rage Deadeye combo, and might be able to see the same here from Spain, where kind of hard to dodge McCree when you're getting bopped right into.
Yeah. This composition, though, is so good at holding the point. Attacking point is a much more difficult composition. Network going with the Primal, and at the same time, the High Noon zoning off Team China. Spain wants to take a quick point flip here, but China doing a great job of cycling their contest. Harry Hook forced to use the Transcendence.
Late Young, though, gonna get Team back. Spain able to chase it on down. Networks in good position here. While you got Crystal, Deadeye, not gonna get anything this time. Winston gonna be leaping on in. Networks though has to be careful. He's super low. Once Bubble breaks, he might break as well. He does. Crystal takes him on down, and China still holding strong here, and they're starting to make up for lost ground.
This composition is always going to favor the defender. China barely able to get that flip at 99. Now looking very strong, potentially looking to run this round back.
China going forward, getting those juicy staggers on the other side, and that just buys the team so much time.
And now China has their tank ults back up. Those are some of the most crucial ultimates to stall the point out. When Team Spain's going to try to pressure, you're going to see that Primal Rage, that self-destruct come out and zone them off. China moving closer and closer. This could be the last fight, and I think investing ultimates, it will be. But on the other side, Team Spain with their own self-destruct almost ready, and the rally as well. If Lime Pro can get another pick on Leave, that could be a huge opener.
See how that works out. Lime Pro has been very good in Brigida versus Brigida matchup. Leave, for now, not really putting himself in a huge position of vulnerability, but you're going to see the rally come up here from Spain, and there's Valkyrie. They're investing everything they have moving in. China is giving them a lot of space, and Crystal's down! Harry Hook, more like Harry Hook, finds Crystal, and that could be exactly what Spain needs here. They get the early pickup. Poppy Fresh getting pocketed, not really in danger. Looking for pickups on the side. Oh, now he's in danger. Winston in the corner, but taken down. The support was there for Spain. And they are taking this fight. They're rolling back in. They're going to get the capture. China about to go down to round one. That Deadeye might seal the deal.
Huge Hainun taking down Leave, so crucial in these last second fights. Line Pro still fighting strong on point, takes down the D.Va Mech, but Poppy Fresh in this flank, no one can evict him from this corner position. Brings out a Hainun from Crystal, but not finding anything. Poppy Fresh takes him down.
Oh man, the other team's got to be loving this. Spain taking round one. And this is the danger of a group stage, the danger of a team that has nothing left to lose here. China, they thought this might just be a bump in the road, but now they're getting challenged.
You know, I was swimming around in the pool last night with Harry Hook and Line Pro, and they were talking about, you know, they felt like their biggest issue so far at the group stage was really just getting in their own heads, you know, getting a little bit too much pressure on themselves in this LAN environment. They feel that now that they can't qualify, they really have nothing to lose. They can just sort of get out there, relax, and be great. And so far, it's working out for them, taking map one of Ilios.
You know, if you guys want a little bit of insight into the caster life right now, that really has been our life when not on broadcast. We are just in the hotel pool 24/7. It is a magnificent pool. It's beach time here in Bangkok.
Certainly. Team China, though, going to come out with this triple tank, triple support setup, feeling like, oh, and I guess probably predicting Spain's comp here. It's going to be a real struggle for Poppy Fresh to get value against this.
China being real aggressive moving in, not really giving Spain much respect. Oh no, Bromos sleeping on the jump. You're going to see China now going even deeper. They know they don't have to worry about the D.Va, but now they're going to rotate back. They chase away the team, they punish Bromos, they get the pick off, and now they're in a great position to get this first point.
Very intelligent plays by Team China, not even rushing to finish off that sleep dive. First, they push back all of the teammates of Team Spain, and then they come back for Bromos. Bromos only just respawning now, and Team Spain makes the switch over to the 3-3 comp themselves. On the Team Spain side, though, they're going to be favoring this Zenyatta. It's going to be up to them to use those discords to focus down targets before Sky can find a big bionade.
Now, of course, it does give a little bit of vulnerability where they do, or they're going to be more vulnerable to dives from China. China, they haven't really been hesitant to dive in. They go in right now off the speed boost, but they are checked a bit by Spain. Spain getting pretty low. Shui got diving on in. Hammer swinging, senses weakness, blood in the water. Has to back up, those heals, and now China fully healed. Going back, they get the D-Mech, and Gushui's going in. Hammer up, and it might be hammered down, but shouldn't have to do it here.
Gushui charging into the back line. Doesn't have to worry about the shatter anymore. None of this opposing grind has been dropped. Leave on very high energy, going extremely deep into the spawn here. Already has his Graviton Surge ready and waiting. Poppy Fresh only on 75. This could be a big team fight for Team China. They want to win this fight as efficiently as possible with the Graviton Surge.
China, they're loaded here, Jake. What do you do in this situation if you're Spain?
It's going to be really tough for them. I think Spain just needs to take this fight as quickly as possible. This is going to be almost unwinnable for them. Just end it as fast as you can. But looks like China committing the rally as well as the self-destruct at the top of the Graviton.
Well, you know what? China, they were willing to oblige. They're like, end this as quick as we can. Yeah, we're going to do just that. Here's a grab. Group up together. We will help you back to spawn. And Poppy Fresh goes, oh yeah, I guess I should just fall off the cliff now.
China almost certainly going to achieve 99% here, but Spain with a big ultimate bank has a potential to get the flip. At the same time though, this shatter from Gushui could be absolutely massive. Network's not with his own shatter ready to counter. It's going to be up to Line Pro to stun this Rein back, deny the shatter.
Gushui's been one of the most aggressive Reinhardts we've seen here in this group stage, so it's no doubt that as this develops, it's going to be moving forward. Looking for the Earth Shatter. Rally coming up here from Spain. That just makes Gushui go, no, I can go even deeper. Grab comes up here, but a nice barrier in from China, keeps everyone healthy. Now, gotta look towards Gushui. When he's gonna drop the hammer, does drop the hammer. Doesn't get much of what he's looking for, but Networks is down. China still with the man advantage. Self-destruct Spain makes a little bit of space, but it's not enough. China gonna reconvene here, back on the point, and Spain in desperation, looking for anything, but Gushui keeps swinging the hammer.
Crystal getting so much value on point, and another Graviton Surge from Leave could be ending things here on the second round of Ilios. So much control for Team China on the point. Leave, high energy. No one can take down a Zarya with this much armor.
I didn't know you've given up when you see Bromos there, just the thinking man's baby D.Va, just sitting in place, firing away, where he has enough fight in him to fire the blaster, but not enough fight to actually use the keyboard.
Certainly, and honestly, you can't blame him there. There's essentially no chance of coming back against a 3-3 composition like that, rallying on point with a Zarya. There's almost nothing you could do in the game on any character, much less a pilot D.Va. So just end it, you know, don't let China sort of capitalize on their momentum, keep feeling good, get into that next round and potentially bring it back. Of course, this map is going to be a little bit more difficult potentially to run the tank setup. We've seen teams like Australia have a lot of success with something like a Pharah and a Sombra. China, though, is really feeling this matchup. Feels like they have the advantage there, and I can hardly blame them. Spain gonna shift over to the Ana and go for the classic mirror match, feeling like maybe the Zenyatta was their key weakness. With those big bio-nades, big sleeps, could turn things around here on Lighthouse.
Really the new age goats where you drop the Moira, you bring in the Ana, see where it lies. China, no stranger to these compositions, immediately going to be going in, and they've been a little bit more aggressive here, Jake.
Certainly, China already with the point control. It's going to be up to Spain to push them off before this capture point opens up. Spain getting in, Networks swinging the hammer, but so is Gushue. A big bound in on Crystal though. He's dropping very low. Oh, nice save.
Ooh. And now you look at Gushue. This is where he likes to be, a situation where people have to roll into him, because once they roll into him, he's going to roll back. Swing the hammer, look for the pickoff. Almost gets the pin, but it's a nice stun coming in from Line Pro. Stops that from happening. Leave them. Punishes Line Pro. It's a little bit deep. You see China in control of the point. Now pushing this thing back. Spain in full retreat. China going in deep.
China playing this composition absolutely to perfection. They get the first touch on the point, and at that point, Spain's forced to run into the enemy Reinhardt. Crossing through those small doors of point is very risky against a 3-3 composition. You risk pins, stuns, or splash damage from Zarya, and now China going even deeper, rushing into the spawn. They want to build all their ultimates, but at the same time, Spain did get a lot of ultimate charge out of that fight. It wasn't a complete stop for Team China, so this next fight could be anyone's game. It's all about who uses their ultimates more effectively.
It's ultimate showdown. Whoever gets this huge swing, grab the sleeve, it's not needed, and catches Remote Spain, and the self-destruct, the big boom in the back. That's going to sound China well, but there's an upside here, Jake. To your point that you were talking about ult economy, take a look at Spain. They didn't have to use much. They invested in barrier, but nothing else.
Sound barrier there coming out, but if your Team China fight wins are certainly worth it. With this new Zarya change, she keeps your energy so much longer. You can really throw out that Graviton Surge with a lot more abandon. Just get one kill with a team fight. Look at Leave, he's already on 45% charge. By the time Poppy Fresh gets his grabs out, who knows how close Leave will be to his second grab of the round.
Leave has been building up very, very quickly here. Spain, they do have a window where they have the grab up. Now we're going to see the rally come up from China. China going, all right, we're about ready to take this fight. Spain, moving on in. It's up to Poppy Fresh here to set the tone, but he hasn't seen anything he likes here just yet. Meanwhile, Gushue holds on to the Earth Shatter, backing on up. China actually splitting. They knew the grab was coming, but can they protect it here? Nice barrier Debbie coming in. They deal with the self-destruct. They're able to block it on out. China still at full strength. Now though, we look to Networks. His Earth Shatter up, brings down the hammer, doesn't get anything. Or he can get late young, but it's still not enough right away.
But it's Dak moving Gushue. Dak moves Gushue off the map. That's absolutely huge. Gushue was full HP. That's going to be about 50% V charge for Dak. What a huge play from Dak, clutching this round. I don't know that Spain could have done it without that.
I will say, though, Spain had to drain everything there, Jake, so they get the point, but they are drained Team China. Their progress is pretty good.
True, but this composition doesn't rely on ultimates as much as it seems. Without such an overwhelming ultimate like Graviton Surge, of course, China committing that in the last fight, but it's Poppy Fresh with the one who's going to control the tempo here, and Dak much closer to a beat than his counterpart. China needs to get very aggressive before Team Spain gets these ultimates if they have any hope of winning.
Nowhere puts the Chunky cooldown earlier, going for Poppy Fresh, Earth Shatter in, they're looking for the finish, but Poppy Fresh able to get away. Both on us, taking down that fight with Gushue. So much worth the work with, swinging the hammer. Where are you going? Go line pro, the hammer's still in. He's knocked off the map. Gushue fighting his way through. And China, they retake here. It's going to be the map. It's a desperation grab from Spain. Doesn't do anything. China back in control of the point. We're in overtime, but this overtime is mere cleanup duty for the China team here. They get the last few pickoffs. Spain is in desperation, but simply not going to be enough.
So much control on point. Leave almost with his third Graviton Surge of the round. So much energy on this Zarya. Great utility management. It feels like he's been alive for just so long. It's too difficult to deal with. The Graviton comes out, doesn't mind anybody, but it really just doesn't matter at this point. China taking Ilios.
China finished that overtime. They get map number one. It was a little bit scary there in the beginning. Spain made him fear just a little bit, kind of the fear that you get from Bren when he thinks about the incoming AI revolution. But in the end, they were able to conquer those fears, something that I'm not sure Bren ever will.
Yes, certainly. Man, I think Gushue might have a career professional baseball, 2 outside of the park home runs, knocking 2 players off the map with his hammer. I didn't realize it could send players that far, but great understanding of that knockback from the Rhine hammer. Gushue gets 2 essentially free kills that fight, takes down the Rhine and the Brigitte later. Picks like that in the triple tank setup are so hard to come by.
No doubt. I mean, Gushue, he's just a player that always keeps himself in the right situations where you look at it as like, oh, this guy's just swinging his hammer. Guess what? He had to actually have the footwork to put himself in a situation where he was going to swing the hammer and have some willing nails.
Certainly, it's all about the angling. That Reinhammer, of course, not controlling movement in the way that a normal boop does. You're sending people to the left or to the right based on which swing comes out first. So it's really up to the Reinhardt to have that high-level understanding. Where's the enemy positioned? Where's the angling of my crosshair? Where's the hammer going to send them? And Guxue, with perfect understanding of that, 2 absolutely crucial picks on targets that are so difficult to burst down without those environmental kills.
No doubt. And the other thing, too, for this Chinese team is that, again, we talked a lot about this for Denmark, but this China team is also pretty versatile, where you get some teams where it's just like, all right, all we can run is a 3-3. China doesn't always rely on it, but they do use it where it's effective. And certainly on Ilios here, certainly in the last round, that was an ideal map to run a 3-3 setup.
When you're a really confident team, one of the ways you can approach Overwatch is instead of engaging with this compositional metagame trying to outpick or outthink your opponents, if you really believe you just play better, you can always mirror match them and just trade better, use your ultimates more effectively, and China certainly doing that in the 3-3 composition.
Well, we are going to be going to Numbani next year, and what we know about Spain and their ideal Spain comp, so to speak, where they still like running the Tracer, Line Pro, and Brigida, whether it makes sense or not, I think Numbani's going to be more Spain style.
Well, Numbani is certainly the best Tracer map in the hybrid pool, so this makes a lot of sense given that Poppy Fresh is a Tracer specialist. So certainly I see why Spain wants to do this. The question is, will it work out for them? China has shown a ton of confidence on that Sombra, on that Genji, 2 characters that are also very dominant on Numbani, so it's really hard to say that this will really play towards Spain's strengths. China looking to take this map win and end it 2-0 at the half.
You know, I also have to say here, and this is the last I'll say on for a while, is that I've seen Bren in the talent room when we've been in Numbani, and he freaks out when he says this. He says Numbani is a lie. He says that actually the robots would be enslaving everyone.
Yeah, maybe the Omnics are just pretending to be nice, actually trying to lull the humans into a false sense of security. I choose to be optimistic. I accept our new robot overlords, but hey, you know, no pressure.
You know what? I just want all the robots out there to know that I have always treated my computers very well. I help build them with love and care. You know, just put me in a farm that is, you know, at least a little bit nicer. A luxury farm. It's fine.
Yeah, a nice country club battery farm, just like Neo.
Well, we're going to avoid the Matrix now. We're going to look at what we're seeing here. It's going to be Spain coming out here on the defense, and no surprise, it's going to be Poppy Fresh out here on the Tracer early.
Yeah, no surprise out of Team Spain. This is the composition we've seen from them a few times here, defending Numbani first. Team China, unsure what they're going to pull out here. Leave sitting on the Doomfist. I'm not sure if he'll commit to that. But so far, I like what I see out of the supports and tanks from Team China. If they do run this Winston D.Va, so effective at contesting the high grounds from Team Spain, it's going to be up to Dak, Harry Hook, and Line Pro to fight for that high ground. You don't want to give it up for free. China coming out with this classic triple pocket McCree setup. They say, hey, Denmark, we really like this comp. Maybe we're going to try it out for ourselves and pulling out in more situations. I think this is a great match for Team China. Predicting Poppy Fresh to play the Tracer. They have so many stuns. It's going to be so difficult for him to get in.
Yeah, no, China has a team meeting last night. You know, the Czech guy was all right. You know, he was thinking well.
At the same time, though, pushing this high ground could be very risky if a Bionade slips in by Dak. It's going to be up to Late Young to eat that, deny the healing, the anti-healing coming out from Spain.
So Spain, they were going for the flank around. Now, they've given up the high ground entirely. So you're talking about the importance of keeping high ground. Well, China just picks it up for free here, easily setting up shop. Let's see what Crystal's able to do with this advantage as Guxue gets caught off guard. Now Spain, they can start rotating back up. 2 key members down in China. They might want to consider backing out.
Poppy Fresh is doing a great job of just dancing around this McCree, not giving him angles for those one-tap headshots with the dance boost, and China not getting the value they were hoping for out of that composition. Nice move by Bromos and Line Pro, knocking those tanks off the high ground and then cleaning them up. Guxue caught out all alone in that lower spawn, and China gonna make a composition swap. They want more verticality, they want more ability to attack the high ground, probably don't want to approach from the stairs this time. Feels like Spain was too much ready for them in that position.
Who's gonna be able to deal with this far coming in from Crystal here if you're Spain?
Well, it's pretty much all on Dak, Harry Hook, and Bromos, but Numbani of all maps has a very low skybox on first, so it's very possible for a D.Va to fly up there, get in the Farah's face, and she's unable to really escape the way she might be on other maps.
D.Va right now, really rocky punches on the top. Fresh to get the armor pack top off, but Network's so deep, so is Line Pro. They're punished. China now with the 2 pick-off advantage. Crystal might be down, but Leave jumping on in, has the pit fist, and is able to take down Harry Hook real early on.
It's Harry Hook taking down Crystal, but it just doesn't matter. The resurrection is ready. Leave faking the punch of the Doomfist. Spain, I don't think they're going to be recontesting this. Potentially, they do have an opportunity to stop the capture, but will they be able to take the fight? Though the Nano Boost comes out on the network, this could be big with the Primal Rage.
He hasn't used it here just yet. He's actually going to let the Nano Boost pretty much go away and then use the Primal. Self-destruct coming in from Spain. Look, it does catch Leave. Romaso got caught to turn. The Baby D.Va unable to get away. Network's super deep right now. On it, going for a real long ride. Now Transcend's coming in for Spain. Spain actually might be getting themselves back to this fight. Kibo, oh, well, that's going to be the door getting shut. Crystal got that, and now not a lot on him. China able to stay in it, but they did make Gushui use the Primal Rage.
Yeah, Gushui getting a lot of value out of that Primal, though, picking off these last few contestants from Team Spain. But that wasn't even too bad for Team Spain. They're getting about a minute off the clock to that extra contest. You're not too upset about that. Getting a few ults out of Team China, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to snowball. Although Leave, with that Meteor Strike, could be a very dangerous diver against Team Spain. They do have the stuns to answer him, but with that Meteor Strike, if they get baited into using cooldowns on him and they can't find the kill, they could be in a really bad situation when Gushui and Lei Young come diving in.
No doubt. And you take a look at how this set up here. I think you're right when you mentioned that this is a really good defense. Taking 2.5 minutes off, it's not bad, but how much do you want a team to really defend on second? It's a hard point to go, but what are you happy with?
Well, second point is rough. I mean, obviously you're trying to hold it, but the best you can usually do is getting a couple good fights. Maybe one fight win throughout all of Streets is probably above average, to be honest. Leave setting up behind Bromos. Bromos not ready for this. Getting slammed into the wall, takes a ton of damage. Gonna have to retreat to his healers, but there's no main healer on the side of Team Spain. They've elected to switch decks back to the Lucio.
Bromos isn't really getting much of the heals as a result of that Poppy Crush down early on. China, though, they're really weak here. Everyone's so low on HP, but no finishing blows are on the way out. Gushui low, Lei got low. He's finally demacked, and Gushui goes down. Bromos was able to chase it down, deal with that, because he wanted to finish off. But you still have Leave brawling, looking for some pickoffs. Oh, okay. Doomfist, you're a little too tall.
I'm crouching a little bit too early, just a moment, trying to take down that Pilot Diva, but still China with so much control on the card. The spawns are just too far away from Team Spain. Now it's just cleanup, and China looking to roll things through. That's such a late contest on card. They might not actually get a clean fight here on second point, waiting a little bit too long to stop the payload.
From your perspective, do you even think they should go for another fight here in second, even if they could?
It's very, very risky. If you commit your ultimates, things could go really wrong for you. So it's going to be up to Team Spain to somehow make this work with limited spawns. Here we go with the chance to turn things around.
Well, Spain, they're trying to go for a Poppy Crush, under pressure in the back, down the Gushui. He's back there in the Primal Rage. Meanwhile, we're back here looking at Crystal as the Widowmaker gets knocked around by Networks, but not finished. He's going to be able to hook his way right back in. Crystal still under pressure, but China able to deal with it. The self-destruct makes a little bit of room, and Spain right now, they're throwing bodies on the payload, but it's just not going to last. China going to be grabbing point B.
Throwing bodies, throwing ultimates, but just not getting as much value as they would have hoped for. Team China rolling through second point, and with 3.5 minutes to cap last, they're sitting pretty to set a great time on here on Nambani.
Of course, you kind of mentioned the Meteor Strike a little bit earlier. Leave's going to have that here for this first fight in Spain. Pretty drained on ults.
Certainly. Crystal's going to make the swap back to Farah. Sees that 3-3 composition coming out from Team Spain. Knows that their lack of hit scan is going to make it really easy for him to get those barrages up and ready. Leave as well on the Doomfist. Could get a lot of value with the Meteor Strike.
Ooh, Spain's being really highly aggressive here. Meanwhile, Leave going right from the backhand. Has Meteor Strike up. They do use Sky. They're caught off guard by how aggressive Spain was, but here comes Leave to the back. Dives on in, gets absolutely nothing. He actually gets destroyed. China, though, they're going to be able to get Sky back into the fight and try to resettle here. Spain, I believe their answer here is go even deeper, emulate old school selfless, get right to the spawn.
Well, Nambani, third point, is actually one of the best spawn camp options in the game for a defending team. It's very difficult to get out of that spawn if the defenders can get aggressive on that original second point high ground. Ironically, this fight is a little bit easier to win than actually defending second point, so great understanding of the map from Spain. Dak, certainly experienced in the spawn camp.
Dak also holding on to the sound barrier here, so Spain's going to be aggressive. Okay, Bromos, anti-air, just chunks Crystal out of the sky. Nice stuff coming out from him, on the man advantage, and he didn't really fall in his reasonable position. And ooh, the shadow from Spain setting up even better. Networks went in deep, and China, again, getting thrown back to spawn.
China showing a little bit of inexperience there. Beltal popping that Valkyrie. Gushui popping the Primal Rage. Looks like they want to switch over to the 3-3 comp and have a little bit of a mirror match here. Crystal with the barrage is probably going to keep this bar, potentially able to shut down that Reinhardt very early in the fight. But China with no Diva, this could be risky.
We'll see how China ends up getting through here. Of course, it's a little bit of a pain for the bar where Crystal can't go to the top. Has to go through the underpass, but now set up as a barrage, but getting chunked by the Coalescence. Back up the line from the down, and it's a raw barrage here in the back, just using it to deal with the shield, and it's not too bad. Does a lot of damage to the Reinhardt shield. China still, with everyone still up, and they're going to start just powering their way through. They're not going crazy here. They know they have the advantage, and you see Spain just having to retreat.
Spain slowing things down. This could come back to bite them. Crystal over the top of their heads, splitting everybody apart and just free-farming rockets. But a big grab out of Poppy Fresh, trying to follow it up is Team Spain with the rally. Line Pro though, dropping low with the anti-nade on his head. Crystal over the top, crushing absolutely everybody with the Rex.
China just diving on in. They dealt with the grab real well there, and now they're getting a little bit of extra cleanup. Spain in hot retreat right now, and they're not gonna have much here. They need the Doom Fist to really work a miracle.
Yeah, Harry Hook forced to quit the Coalescence just to keep his Ryan and Zarya alive. Don't want those characters getting staggered in these last seconds. But it's Crystal with the barrage and Lei Young on 90% Graviton Surge. This could be a devastating combo here against the 3-3 comp.
Crystal using the trees for cover here. It's actually not super clear where he is. Line Pro on the Doom Fist looking for Vegeta. Oh, Salbear gonna save. Meanwhile, we got Crystal from the sky. Drops the barrage. Gets 2. Make it 3. Crystal has struck deeply into Spain. Gets the 4th just for good measure. And this payload will go to completion.
The Nana Boost just for style there. Crystal, nice play on the far, getting above those treetops. Although you can still shoot through the trees, you can't quite see through them as normally as you might like. So the Diva, a little slow to react on the Matrix. So much barrage damage comes out there early on the Graviton Surge, and there's just no coming back from a combo like that.
Now, what do you think about the cover there on Nabani? Because it's kind of a unique Overwatch match or map feature to have trees sort of blocking line of sight for things that you can still shoot through.
Well, it's one of the most common interactions we see actually with the trees on Nabani is Genji's wall climbing very high up into the air, dashing above the heads of their opponents, and popping a Dragon Blade through that tree cover. In this case, they were actually able to see him, but Bromas just maybe without enough Matrix charge to block the barrage. And it's just so much damage with Gushue and the Brigida on the side of Team China just wailing on that Graviton Surge. So even if he's able to block the barrage, might not have been enough there. China, with great ultimate economy, takes that Nabani attack with just a little bit of time to spare.
And I think time is something good to bring up here because this is about his average Nabani performance where teams do generally complete Nabani. Sometimes there's trouble on last, but I feel like if you're Spain, you can actually feel pretty good about how this has transpired so far.
Yeah, managing to get a lot of time off the clock in some questionable situations. I think it comes back to Dak's call, or potentially Dak's call, to rush forward, get that Lucio speed boost, get very deep into the spawn of Team China. That really discombobulated them and got a couple minutes off the clock for Team Spain. That's why China has so little extra time to work with. But China completing the map with a little bit of overtime, you're not ever going to be mad at that. Now Spain has the real test before them. Can they cap last at all? Will the time make any difference? And China bringing out, again, this classic Hammond setup that they've been favoring on other maps. And this makes a lot of sense here on Nabani. It's so easy to slam from these high grounds.
Look, who needs a Brigida when you're just going to be going completely in? This is a super dive set coming in from China, and does Spain have what they need to deal with this?
It's going to be a tough test for them. It's really all on Dak. The only stun interrupt that they have in their whole composition is that sleep dart, although Line Pro switching to the Brigida is going to add another to the comp. Gushue is going to have essentially free reign if Dak can't hit the sleep or if Lei Young manages to eat it. Although Spain playing this very slow, you see ticking past 45 seconds, both teams are now aware of one another's composition. Spain wants to counter the Hammond with this classic 3-3 setup, but this is a composition that can go either way, especially with Crystal on the Pharah and Sky on the Sombra. Gushue getting in their face, not even letting them set up the way they want to. It looks like Spain making another compositional swap. Oh, back to the dive. Feels like this is a little more effective against the Hammond. I'm not sure about that. I feel that with this lack of stuns for Team Spain, it's really all on Dak. That's a ton of pressure to sleep a character as mobile as Hammond.
Gushue's gonna be going straight in. Oh, this could be big. Pile driver gets a few, gets a huge shield off of it. Super durable there. The rest of China, you see Crystal over in the sky, landing good rockets at 51%. So they don't quite get the initiation they're looking for, but they do build some charge.
The aggressive plays, though, working out marvelously here for Team China. 1 minute off the clock already, and Spain hasn't even come within eyesight of the point. Now it's Crystal sitting above this door, just raining rockets down this sideline. It's so difficult to deal with when you're standing in this corridor on Soldier 76.
He's gonna get a barrage, builds it up super quickly. That's what happens when you're splashing 3, 4 people at a time. Moves on in, drops the barrage, and Spain had no idea. 2 people immediately removed it. Hey, Crystal's still in hot pursuit. He goes, that was cool. I'd like to build up another. Coming around the other side. Leave. Pulse bomb built up, and China now, they slowed down a bit, but this has been nice so far.
China has built up almost 5 other ultimates using only the barrage there. A nice conservative angle from Crystal keeps them alive. There's no chance for counterplay from Team Spain, but the stick comes out, shuts down Poppy Fresh, and without a mercy, they've lost their core DPS here for Team Spain.
Poppy Fresh down on the soldier, leave, going on in, and China actually just gonna, again, slow it down a bit. They have an EMP. They don't need to take the fight there. They're gonna drop the mines, and guess what? Can't really go through there. You have to take your time and clear those mines out. So China being well controlled. They do drop the EMP there, but again, they weren't really super well set up to go on in, so might have been a little bit preemptive.
Yeah, China getting potentially a little bit over eager. Poppy Fresh with that sprint is already back in the fight, ready to use his tag visor. Could be so dangerous from this main position. Dak shuts down Leave, and now Poppy Fresh with the tag visor up from main, trying to take down this Pilot Diva. She's gonna find the kill, looks for more. The tag visor farming that Mercy up, and Spain looking to take point A. Nice recontrol from them, and great slow play in that basement.
And the interesting fact here is that you go back to a round before. This is about the same time that China set, but okay, Gushue goes in, sets up Crystal, the pile driver into the barrage. Giving a little bit of hope here to China. They almost lost the point. Lead gets the stick. Now, you still see Spain holding a lot on the point. They still have numbers. Poppy Fresh is yet to be dealt with. He picks up the final two. But man, the last gas coming in from China here. Buy more time. Gushue though, he's back on the point. And China, again, with the Swans coming in, they can still contest, self-destruct up. And Spain might be losing control. It's time to spin in circles as Gushue.
Crystal back to the Doomfist, immediately shut down though by Line Pro and Bromos. This rally so powerful in these late game situations. Gushue drops the minefield, but Team Spain able to just stay away from it and still capture the point. It's Harry Hook from A main, just absolutely crushing 3 kills.
Still really nice stuff from China where they bought themselves a lot more time. It does mean that so far Spain is being a little bit slower here in Nambani, and we're going to see some whole-scale swaps here for China as they look to defend second.
Nice aggression from Networks all the way into third point. Here is Team Spain getting a ton of value out of these late game staggers. This is going to mean that China's going to have at best one fight here on second point. Really, really important win for Team Spain. And Poppy Fresh with the tag visor has no answers facing him on Team China. Really, you want those tank ults, that Primal Rage, self-destruct to zone the tag visor back. But without those options, it's really difficult to shut a Soldier 76 down.
I think for China, they're just going to be banking on the EMP. Get a good EMP engage, let Gushue do his thing. Yeah, he doesn't have a Primal, but he's going to try and go for that. And they're able to punish Line Pro. Line Pro has been so aggressive, but they've been banking on that. They get him out of position. They drop the EMP, but they don't get the Zen. Harry Hook goes, yeah, nothing catch me. By the way, healed my entire team. Poppy Fresh under assault. He wasn't near the Zen. He skipped prayer day, and as a result, he's out.
A little too far forward is Poppy Fresh, although nice survival of the EMP from Team Spain. China, though, with so much control here on second point. Poppy Fresh is going to make the switch over to the Tracer, but Crystal is already on the Brigitte, ready to counter that pick up here. And now it's Leave with the Pulse Bomb, potentially able to shut this push down before it happens. Let's see what he uses with this.
On to the Pulse Bomb. China, again, trying to slow this down a little bit. Same for back self-destruct coming in from Spain. China able to dodge. Crystal, though, can't rotate in time. Poppy Fresh able to punish him. Leaves used the Pulse Bomb to very little effect. Gushue, low, down. Poppy Fresh able to chase him before he gets healed up with the aid of Networks. Spain has found a way through.
Networks with the Primal, forcing the healers to use their heals on each other, and that denies all the heals to the rest of Team China. Leave absolutely finding nothing in that fight. It's Poppy Fresh dominating the Tracer duel so far, and a nice boot by Team Spain allows them to cap the checking point. China forced to reset here.
Again, point B for the body, something that teams get through pretty quickly. Now we go to the real test here, which is the final point. What does China have to do?
I honestly want to see that tanky setup come out, and yes, here it does come. Leave on that Zarya has been so effective at keeping his energy topped up. We'll see if he's able to do it against a composition that's a little more difficult to do so against Team Spain. I mean, with no natural spam DPS, it's going to be up to Leave to have perfectly timed bubbles to get his energy out.
Well, while Leave is looking for that, you have Poppy Fresh looking for the early Pulse Bomb. Fun of up, throws Pulse Bomb, and no, it was Eden Diva saying to dive, and absolutely was. China now going to use the rally, saying to take a little bit of space with self-destruct, get a little bit armor up. And Spain now finding it real hard to move in, but they're going to move in nonetheless. Use Transcendence. But you see China as they back up. The armor is still so good for them here. Nothing really happens. Now they get to go back the other way. Leave getting real close to the ground on Surge. Spain, they double down. They use the sound barrier. They go in even deeper, but you look at Leave. He's built up the ground mid-fight. He's going to be looking for that juicy group hug on the other end. Drops the grab, gets free. And, Networks going on in with the Primal. Still keeping it open. 2 men down for each side. Spain still fighting.
Harry Hook and Line Pro so strong in these late game situations, but the spawn is just so much closer for Team China. This could be a questionable commitment. Slept by Sky, and Sky stays alive in the backline. This could be the end of the push for Team Spain. Now only a minute 30 on the clock. They're going to have to formulate something here as China has really built up those crucial ultimates. The rally, the self-destruct, and the beat almost all online together.
Was Spain a little bit over-aggressive there in committing those support ults?
It was pretty questionable, especially with that grab coming out from Leave. But Leave getting his energy so high that, and here we see Line Pro sniffing it. He looks very unscouted back here. Probably needs to find a support to justify this kind of playstyle. We'll see if he gets scouted here or if he's able to set up a big play.
I'm Secret Agent Brigitte, Line Pro. Now coming from the back, actually was in a good position looking for a stun. Moves into the back line. Crystal gonna open up the rally, but it's not in time to save Blade Young. He's picked off. Spade working with the man advantage. Harry Hook has built up another Transcendence, leading the way. Earth Shatter connects, takes 3 right to the ground. The pin falling right up, the hammer being swung, and China will hold off Spain once more.
The clock ticks down here, and China doing a great job cycling their ultimates. Not afraid to commit ultimates, not afraid to get aggressive, and Gushui certainly not afraid, going all the way to the spawn door. You can't go past that yellow barrier.
Final 30 seconds. What does Spain have to do to get away from this graviton of Leave?
It's going to be a real test here, especially there's no Diva right now on the side of Team Spain. No answers to the Graviton. Cleave has complete free reign to get anybody he wants with it. The only question for China is how will they combo it? Potentially nanoing a Ryan or nanoing a Brigitte is a great option to cleave down a big grab.
He does. He's the master of his own destiny. He gets so many people. 4 members of Spain all together. Gushui gonna die at the Spanish buffet. And China, they get the cleanup they need. Time off the clock. Spain will fall here in Nabani, and China's doing what they need to do to stay solid and get to BlizzCon.
Clinical 3-3 play from Team China, showing great understanding of how to get maximum value out of the ultimates. They're not saving up for a massive ultimate bag on that defense. You just want to constantly keep cycling. Never let the offense find their footing. Never let them get that big stack, big advantage that they're looking for. And I love the aggression coming out from Team China. We saw Lion Pro flanking there with the Sombra, trying to set up a play. But what does Team China do? They're already in the spawn, going back to second point, trying to retake that ground from Team Spain. And it doesn't seem like the flank ends up working out at all because of that aggression.
The aggression from China, again, they are one of the more aggressive teams we see where, you know, where's Gushui? If you want to guess, probably deep to the other team where he just finds good spots as Reinhardt over and over again. And gotta give credit on the tank side to Leave as well. He's building up those grabs super quick.
This is something that I learned very well coming into quad tank meta long ago in Overwatch. You don't want that Rhine right-clicking. You want that hammer out. No shields necessary. Save it for the shatter blocks. That's all it's good for. Just get in there and swing, baby, swing. Gushui certainly doing that here on Nabani last.
Shades of Super with LG Evo way back in the day. But guys, we're heading to halftime. We'll be back right after the break.